Coming up.
You've seen inside my heart.
Put it any way you want, Mark.
That's a very worthwhile piece of advice for adults as well.
What was off-putting is the first two sentences.
Who exactly has written this?
I hope I make a reasonably good fist of it.
Which might be what they'd want, actually.
How do you say that?
Maybe the key is hitting improve.
But you were a curmudgeonly old git, were you?
And now, enjoy the podcast.
How do you say that?
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 Hello and welcome to today's episode of How Do You Say That, sponsored by BritishVoiceover.co.uk, the podcast for voiceovers, podcasters and anyone else who reads scripts out loud, proving that there isn't just one way to read a script, but a multitude of different ways. Let me introduce my co-host, Mark Rice.
Hello.
Hello. Today's fun fact about Mark is that he once had a blowout. I love the way you went, like you don't know what your fun fact is. That he once had a blowout at 70 miles per hour on the M6.
It was very scary, and at the time, it was just going into the roadworks section up in the northwest of England, and it was scary because you suddenly go ding, 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 and you literally grip hold of the steering wheel, trying to keep control when you've got cars on both sides of you, because it was quite busy. That was really scary to try and get over to the hard shoulder. Fortunately, it's only ever happened once. Touch wood, it won't ever happen again. But no, that was scary, absolutely.
Wow.
Not nice. Well, my co-host is Sam Boffin, who's, on a completely different note, whose favourite pizza is a thin crust pandana.
A padana, I think you'll find.
Padana. I don't know what that is. I don't even know what one of those is.
It's goat's cheese,
Yes.
caramelised onions and spinach with a bit of mozzarella and tomato and garlic.
Oh, yes, you're a veggie, aren't you? Yes, I was going to say, where's the meat in that? No meat for Sam. Oh, no.
No meat for Sam, but a lovely, lovely ghost cheese pizza. We also have a special guest who this week is Jacky Davis. Hello, Jacky.
Hi, Jacky.
Hello, team. Hey, Mark. Hey, Sam.
Team.
It's lovely to have you here.
Being a team.
Well, it's lovely to be here. Thank you for asking me.
Well, let's find out a little bit about Jacky, shall we?
Yes. So Jacky is a trained stage and television actor who, and I was very excited to hear this, amongst other brilliant credits, was in The 13th Tale with Olivia Colman.
Oh.
I know, that was just a real treat. Really nice.
Amazing.
Absolutely.
And she was a kids' TV Playdays presenter in the 1990s.
See, that for me,
go,
that's what
Jacky.
did it for me. It's like amazing.
I'm very
Excellent.
young. I was very young.
Oh, she was a child,
So you followed in the footsteps of Brian Cant et al.
Yeah, good
interesting.
fun. I loved that. It was a lunatic production team. Absolutely Felgate. What a treat to work with those guys. Really, really good fun. Yeah.
She also started in radio with the BBC World Service and Schools Radio Rep, which developed into voicing for all genres.
Well, also Jacky set up a recording studio in 2002 and created Kids Talk, a voiceover agency for children. We'll find out a little bit more about that later in the podcast. She now voices and directs radio, TV and animations. Some of her recent work includes being voice director on the Chuggington animation series for CBeebies and also playing V in it. And she's the current voice of the HelloFresh TV ads. So that's a very current thing that we can hear you in. Have you got a fun fact that you can share with us, Jacky?
It's not so much a fun fact, but a funny fact. So many, many moons ago when I was on the BBC on the World Service Rep, we had a new production that was going on and scripts came out and 12, 14 of us all sitting round and you got the director and PAs and everyone else and read through the script, got to the end of it. Silence. Everybody is kind of looking at each other and we're thinking, And I said, who exactly has written this? A little voice went, I have. I thought it was, I didn't think the writer was going to be there.
It's everybody's nightmare, isn't it?
I know.
Oh, gosh, yes.
Well, let's have a look at our first script of the show and ask, how do you say that?
How do you say that? Okay then, now this is something I've worked on relatively recently. It's a corporate script. It's a relatively dry money script about finances, something that everyone wants to talk about these days, obviously.
Yeah,
and this is kind of their money workout program. So they were making a little video about it. I didn't work with the end client. I worked with a production company and there were emails going to and fro. So I never talked to the end guy.
Right.
I sent them 2 takes and they chose one of them. So obviously we kind of hit it first time. But it's fairly straight.
It's quite dry, yeah.
Did they give you any information at all about the people who might be listening to this? So
just
nothing.
Customers.
Just customers generically.
Yes, customers generically. And I figured that meant kind of probably bank customers. It's not a bank, but it is a financial institution, put it that way.
And I've got a tiny question. So was this just voiceover, or was it actually voiceover going over film or animation, or was it just was it audio? Was it
At
doing
the point where I got
it?
it was just audio, but they did put it to pictures in kind of animated, cartoony kind of picture video.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
But that was being done after the voiceover.
After, so you didn't know where your breaks were or anything else, so you just went
they
for
were
it.
kind of they said they were cutting it to me.
Yeah.
Which is always useful.
Oh, very nice.
Right. Okay, I'll go first. Yeah, okay. We know there's a much simpler way to make a noticeable impact on your day-to-day finances. 93% felt our money workout program would improve their finances. Our money advisors will help you complete a personal money workout to suit your circumstances that works towards getting the life you want. This comes with our unique software, which is so user-friendly. Don't take our word for it. The feedback received from our clients is they've gained more confidence with their spending, they feel they're finally organised with their money, and their debt is reducing whilst savings are growing.
It's very friendly. It's probably more friendly than I did it. And yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing that I get from that. I love that.
What was off-putting is
really
the
nice.
first 2 sentences.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, the word finances in
and
it.
finances.
Yeah, that's a killer, isn't it?
And that's how it was. And I think there are a number of different ways of doing that, but it's a yucky sentence, I grant you.
When you've got scripts like that and you've got words like finances so close together, I tend to play one of them down and the other one up, so that you've actually got a slightly kind of imbalance to it. So it's almost like a different word.
And I think maybe the key is hitting improve in that second sentence, perhaps a bit harder, maybe. Jacky, would you like to have a go? And let's see what you make of it.
Let's see what happens. We know there is a much simpler way to make a noticeable impact on your day-to-day finances. 93% felt our money workout program would improve their finances. Our money advisors will help you complete a personal money workout to suit your circumstances that works towards getting the life you want. This comes with our unique software, which is so user-friendly. Well, don't take our word for it. The feedback received from our clients is they've gained more confidence with their spending. They feel they're finally organised with their money, and their debt is reducing while savings are growing.
Did you have a big smile on your face throughout that?
She did, didn't she?
Sort of. You've got to smile about money, haven't you?
Absolutely. Do you know what? But it really comes out, and I think we say it time
really
and again,
does.
Sam, don't we? It really comes out. You can really tell when someone's smiling through it, and that really did. Although, having said that, for me, it was...
Too smiley.
No, much more corporate than Sam did it. So it was friendly and smiley, but
Okay.
also more corporate, I thought.
Which might be what they'd want, actually.
There's like a fine balance in this sort of stuff because it can be so flat and dry, can't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do quite a lot of this. It can be very flat and dry.
They obviously want friendly, though, because they put in all sorts of things like our unique software is so user-friendly, don't take our word for it, here's the feedback,
And don't
blah,
take
blah,
our
blah.
word for it. Yeah.
But you were a curmudgeonly old git, were you?
I don't think I was curmudgeonly. I think I was a bit clunkier and corporate. I'll have a go and I'll show you, and I think you'll go,
do.
Oh yeah, see what you mean. We know there is a much simpler way to make a noticeable impact on your day-to-day finances. 93% felt our money workout program would improve their finances. Our money advisors will help you complete a personal money workout to suit your circumstances that works towards getting the life you want. This comes with our unique software, which is so user-friendly. Don't take our word for it. The feedback received from our clients is they've gained more confidence with their spending. They feel they're finally organised with their money. and their debt is reducing whilst savings are growing.
Nice.
All very measured.
Yeah,
very
and
lovely.
slightly more measured than I do other stuff, Sam, I think you'll find.
Yes. I mean, goodness sakes, you'd never have got that into a 30-second,
No,
would you?
indeed. Unfortunately, I didn't. Unfortunately, I didn't need to. Do you see what I mean? It's slightly more corporate by the book, almost by the old-fashioned book in a way.
It's quite interesting how all three of us actually hit the word improve, because it's that sort of word that comes out that you need to use. You need to use that when you're voicing. I mean, it's a given word, isn't it? And we all went, improve.
And so user-friendly we did as well.
Yeah.
We all did that. So user-friendly. It's so exciting.
Yeah. Smile.
You pull out from a script like this anything that you can lean on.
Yeah.
Yes.
But you've got to love the script while you're doing it. If you go in, this is my. If you go in thinking, oh God, just another boring old finance script, you've got to kind of go in thinking, yeah, wow, just a fantastic, helpful finance script.
Play, how do you say that?
And it's also worthwhile remembering that these are real scripts we've been working on, but we've changed names and some of the details to avoid copyright issues, and that's particularly pertinent for this one.
For this next one, I know, Jacky, you have checked with everybody that you need to check with that we can use this.
I just called the guy I was working with, and he said it should be fine. He said that should be absolutely fine. We're only using a very short sort of snippet of it, and we're not really doing anything awful with it.
So, Jacky, this is from Chuggington, the series that you voice directed and played a character in. And I love that. And I know this series because my nephews watched it and I watched a bit with them. So I do know a little bit about Chuggington.
It's a super piece, actually, about primarily three trains that are the three lead train characters, all very different. One girl, two boys. And I love the way that they actually put the whole thing together. The scripts were really, really good fun to work on.
So tell us about V, because V isn't one of the trains. Who is V and what kind of character is V?
Oh, she's fun. So V is a pole and she kind of directs everybody and she keeps everybody together.
Now, because I've seen it, I know. So V is a pole, but with speakers on the end of her.
That's right. Yes. So there's no face on her. So
no
she kind
face,
of like
but,
no.
Yeah.
So she speaks in different directions and she's kind of in the middle where all the lines kind of, where all the train lines kind of cross, and she's pulling them in and shoving them out.
She's the one in charge then.
I love it. Yeah, I was typecast.
Now, the lines that we've got here, each line has a reaction from another character in between it. So
does.
This is not a monologue. This is part of a dialogue, isn't it?
That's right. But the other lines that are around this would be the other trains actually talking. You're here, because I think it kind of stands out. It works on its own, so you can kind of see what's going on. But the reaction of the other sort of missing lines would be the trains all sort of, ooh, reaction lines from the trains.
It's so useful when you're doing this, though, as the voice of V in this case, to imagine that whole scenario of those little trains all getting terribly excited around what you're saying. It's really useful to do that. Yeah.
Obviously, I had the whole thing, so I knew exactly what was going on, and we would have recorded. Gone are the days when everybody's in the studio at the same time, even with this. So we would have recorded all the characters dry individually. Okay. The kids were fantastic, and they were, but by the time they'd sort of been doing it for a couple of weeks, they were like absolutely flying at it.
Yeah.
I'm excited about this, and the only thing that I've done similar to this is I got a reasonable way down the audition process for Bing. At one point a few years ago, and I loved that, and I was really sad that I didn't get it.
That's another one that's a super
it's a lovely programme, isn't it? Absolutely, very much so. Anyway, so I'm quite excited about it.
Yes. Well,
so
fantastic.
I hope I make a reasonably good fist of it.
Pole.
A pole of it, exactly.
Pole of it, yeah.
So I need to put myself in that mindset. So I'm going to go first, then Sam, and then you can show us how you did it, Jacky. Okay.
Oh my goodness. Okay, no pressure.
Here we go. Gather around, chuggers. I have some good news. The mayor is holding a special ceremony at the docks tomorrow to launch a brand new cargo ship. And it's important she gets to the ceremony on time. So the mayor has decided which train will pick her up and take her there. She's chosen Coco. Yes, you, Coco. You're the fastest trainee. And I told the mayor you're a very responsible chugger.
very good.
Oh, so cute. That was your kid-friendly voice.
Now, amusingly, I had my arms in the air as if I was a pole.
As you are waving.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, no.
That's super duper. Love it.
So lovely.
I would say make her a little bit more authoritative. Just make her a little bit, him, just a bit more, you are totally in charge.
Right,
You're very warm. The friendliness
So I was a bit
lovely.
too friendly.
Yeah, and you're not down with the You're not down with the kids or down with the trains. You're up there, and you're like, this is happening, and this is happening, and this is what you're doing. That's the only bit. But I thought it was pretty spot on.
Okay,
liked it.
Good direction. All right, Sam, over to you.
Okay. Gather round, chuggers. I have some good news. The Mayor is holding a special ceremony at the docks tomorrow to launch a brand new cargo ship. And it's important that she gets to the ceremony on time. So the Mayor has decided which train will pick her up and take her there. She's chosen Coco. Yes, you, Coco. You're the fastest trainee. And I told the Mayor you're a very responsible chugger.
Gorgeous.
I think Sam just took on board exactly what you said about being a bit more authoritative. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
And I love she's chosen Coco. Yeah. Super. Really nice.
And would there have been a clamour of the trains between she's chosen
and they'd all
Coco?
be going,
Ooh,
and there's kind of, it's a while ago, but I can remember there'd be gasps and that sort of thing going on with who it is, and then a very, very, very proud Coco.
That's what I love most about kids' animation.
I love it.
Preschool animation is everybody loves everybody to do well. That's what I love about it.
If only life were like that.
Oh, it's so gorgeous.
And if something is wrong or something's going sort of sad or down or what have you, it's great that they especially for the little, especially for like this. Sam and know Inside Out, especially for the CBeebies. You've got to be so gentle with them.
Yeah.
And you've got to kind of coax and bring it through. And that's not always good. Life isn't always good, but and it's that sort of thing that that sort of feel you have to bring through with them.
The interesting thing was when I used to watch, of course, the TV as well, and watch it with my children happened to be small at the time as well. It not only made the kids feel good, it made the parents feel good. On those times where you sit down and watch it, you think, I'm going to be so much nicer this evening when I do bath time.
And were you, Sam?
Not always.
For 5 minutes. So, Jacky, can we get your take on it now?
Yeah, it's a while ago since I've done a
fair.
bit, but let's see what happens. I was revisiting her. Okay. Gather around, chuggers. I have some good news. The Mayor is holding a special ceremony at the docks tomorrow to launch a brand new cargo ship. And it's important that she gets to the ceremony on time. So, the Mayor has decided which train will pick her up and take her there. She's chosen Coco. Yes, you, Coco. You're the fastest trainee. And I told the Mayor you're a very responsible chugger.
Masterclass in pole there, I think.
So good.
You were right up there at the higher register of your voice, which is
up there
is really
and kind
needed,
of up
isn't it?
and, yeah, it's a different sort of thing to, your corporate finance.
What I loved actually, but from that gather round, you literally, I could feel you. This little horseshoe of little trains getting really excited.
Little trains around her.
So sweet.
Yeah. You could bring them in. And there's the music on it is fantastic as well.
Yeah.
Really, really good.
How do you say that? We haven't necessarily done with Chuggington yet, because here's the moment that we love. It's the wild card bit. So let's see if we can approach these scripts in a completely different way. Jacky, could you pick one of the scripts for me and a character and a kind of action that they're doing or being? Do you think?
Okay, sure. Right. Do you want to go with Chuggington? And I'm thinking, could you make this, is completely off the wall here, could you make this quite creepy? And could you... The setting is a nightclub.
Oh. So like
How we do?
dancing or at the bar or...
I don't know, really. I mean, whatever you're sort of thinking, and maybe sort of think of someone or some sort of character.
Don't tell us who.
That, I don't know, I think maybe they could be at the bar or they could just be
I've got an idea because I've been watching a drama with quite a creepy guy in it. And I
go for it.
that might, right, okay.
Oh boy.
It's so opposite of what this actual script
Actually
is, isn't it?
is,
It's
I
like,
know,
oh
yeah,
my
yeah,
God,
yeah, yeah.
okay. All right. Let's give it a go.
Go
Creepy,
for it,
here it is. Gather round, chuggers. I have got some good news. The mayor is holding in a minute. The mayor is holding a special ceremony at the docks tomorrow to launch a brand new cargo ship. Yeah, double vodka. It's important for you as well, it's important she gets to the ceremony on time. So, the mayor has decided which train will pick her up and take her there. And she's chosen Coco. Yes. Come here, Coco. You, Coco, she's chosen you. You are the fastest trainee. And I told the mayor, you're a very responsible chugger.
Yes, I've got to go and see my friend over at the other side.
I'm leaving. It's very Oliver. Good to pick up.
It did go a little bit that way, didn't it? It's like,
yeah, nice.
Oh, I creeped myself out then.
I tell you what, it got darker.
Yes,
it really
it
got
did.
darker. And I think
yeah.
the jeopardy point was she's chosen Coco.
And you know what? When I said I had an idea, that was the line literally that I hoped that it would do it. Yes, absolutely.
Love it. Love it.
That has changed the whole way that we look at that. Oh, heavens above.
Yeah, crazy.
Heavens. Okay, so Sam, do you want to suggest one for Jacky or do you want me to suggest one for you first?
No, I've got a good one for Jacky.
Okay.
Go for it.
I'm going to give you a character with a bit of action.
Ooh.
So you're going to be an adventurer.
Yep.
Being chased by a lion.
Being chased by a lion.
Well, it could be any wild animal, actually. I just kind of thought
something
lion,
that's going to eat you or rip you to shreds.
Yeah.
Okay.
So an adventurer being chased. Yep. And I think, again, either one of these scripts would do. And I'm simply going to give you script one because you are not because it's not your script.
Yeah, because I'm not as familiar and I'm not so stuck in it. I think that's cool. Okay. We know there's a much simpler way to make a noticeable impact on your day-to-day finances. 93% felt our money workout program would improve their finances. Run! Our money advisors will help you complete a personal money workout. To suit your circumstances that works towards getting the life you want. This comes with our unique software, which is so user-friendly. Don't take our word for it. The feedback received from our clients is they've gained more confidence with their spending. They feel they're finally organised with their money and their debt is reducing while savings are growing.
Now, you either jumped off a cliff at that point or they got you.
Or it was leaping at you at that point.
Oh, that was so good.
I may have done the action adventure, maybe a bit of a chase. Wasn't sure it was a lion. I should have maybe given that a bit more.
It didn't matter.
It came across that something was after you.
Oh,
yes.
That was very exciting, I have to say.
Hopefully not the creepy
exciting.
man from before.
No.
Maybe we could actually sort of like merge
Could
into
have mixed
one.
them.
Yes,
Can you imagine?
Storyline.
The breathiness of that completely changed everything about it.
Yes. And they probably wouldn't actually go to the money workout program with that read.
No, maybe not. Maybe not.
Be an interesting one, I think.
It would be an interesting one. All right. Well, I've got one in store for you, Sam. That
nice.
I think you'll do quite nicely. So
Really?
I reckon that we probably go with the Chuggington script.
Okay.
But as a fairy tale princess. And your action is you are kissing a line of frogs, hoping beyond hope, hoping beyond everything that one is going to turn into a prince rather than just remain a frog.
You've seen inside my heart. Okay. I will do this. Okay, so I'm a fairy tale princess.
Yeah.
Okay. Gather round, chuggers. I have some good news. Oh, the mayor is holding a special ceremony at the docks tomorrow to launch a brand new cargo ship. Oh, it's important that she gets to the ceremony on time. So, the mayor has decided which train will pick her up and take her there. She has chosen... Coco. Yes, you, Coco. Now, you are the fastest trainee, so pucker up. I told the mayor that you are a very responsible jogger.
I love it. I love it. I'm guessing that one turned into the prince at the end.
Yeah,
I wasn't
definitely.
sure. I wasn't sure if you sounded a bit disappointed with Coco.
But once I'd given him that kiss.
Oh, I love it. I love
Really?
it. Well, if you want to play along in the privacy of your own booths with whatever wildcards you like, we've put the scripts in the show notes so you can have a try yourselves.
So, Jacky, you run Kids Talk.
Uh-huh.
So what would be your best piece of advice for children who want to be voice actors, or perhaps maybe the advice is for their parents?
Good question.
But what's your best piece of advice?
Wow. Okay. So, it's quite a difficult one. I think the big thing for parents, and I've been doing this a very, very, very long time, and I think the big thing with for parents is actually to really make sure your kids want to do it, because a lot of kids don't want to do it. A lot of kids get quite shy, and they just, they might be into football rather than coming into the studio after school and doing a script. So the one big thing that we always do with our voices is they've got to, it's the kids that I talk to. I don't talk to the parents, apart from to find out if the parents are really lovely. But generally speaking, it's actually to find out if the kids actually want to do it. And it is things like not being afraid. What we've been doing today. Don't be afraid of the scripts. Actually find ways around it. React to things. And just I suppose the other thing as well, working with kids, when I'm directing, I want to direct kids. I don't want to direct parents being kids, if you see what I mean.
Yep.
It's them. The whole point of working with kids is they are giving you their interpretation of things. So I'm very much, when I'm working with them, I'm pulling out how they see it. If it's not working, or if it's not right, or I think it's kind of a different sort of feel to what I'm seeing from the script, I might maybe try and throw words in for them to think about. And then at the real end of it, if they aren't delivering what I want, then I do kind of copy repeat. But I try very much not to actually do that. The other huge thing, kids must be good readers. And when they're practicing and doing it, when they're working, if mums and dads really want their kids to do it, get them reading out loud to mums and dads, because there's no point if kids are just reading to themselves.
Are you saying that actually if a kid doesn't want to do it, you won't get a performance out? You won't be able to get a performance out?
No, absolutely. I mean, I've had, over the years, I've had a couple of parents that have come in. So we audition the kids. They come into my studio. I sort of chat to them. And you've often got parents answering. Let the kids answer. I don't want to hear what the parents are like. I want to hear what the kids are like. So we get them in, and then they kind of play around. They read a short bit from a book, and then I'll give them some direction. I'll give them some notes. I'll give them, change it around a bit like this, actually. Make it more excited. Make it flatter. Make it, and then I'm waiting to hear what they do, and then we move on, and then we go back and do it again, and have they remembered the direction I've given them?
Yep.
If they don't, we do it again. And if they still don't, then, I don't think they're going to kind of actually do it. But they've got to be able to pick up direction. Because, again, I mean, we all know if you're in London in sessions, studio time is money. Yep. And you've got to get in. You've got to prep. That's the other thing. They must prep. If they are sent a script in advance, they've got to not necessarily know what they're going to do, but they've got, very difficult words or long sentences. Really make sure that they know what they're doing with them.
Have you ever come across a kid who is so precocious that you know that you won't really be able to work with them, but you fully understand why the parents have brought them to you?
Oh, yeah, a lot.
Oh, a lot. That's interesting.
Yeah, wow. So we get emails from people, probably 4 or 5 a week. The bulk of them, my books are sort of full at the moment. The only time I'm quite sort of interested, if they've got a quirky kind of sound or if they've got a good accent that we haven't got covered. I work with an awful lot of production studios around the country, so I've got some great, I'm doing a big thing with studios up in Scotland at the moment. So they will find their voices for me. I will audition them and then I'll do a Zoom link often with them, find out what it is. And then I direct over Zoom with the kids in the studios at the other end. But some kids just don't want to do it. And if they don't want to do it, or as you say, if they are... I've just taken another little lad on who's got the most amazing voice. He is 5 and he's going to be really good. But I would not get him in to do a session, a long session straight off. I'm going to wait till there's 1 or 2 little lines. He can come in, play around with it, go out. So it's slowly building up to them. And then after about 3 sessions, I'll know if he can cut it or not, basically. Yeah. And then we're hard. And we get rid of them if they can't.
I guess you've got to be though.
Yeah. Because my kids all work a lot and they are all really good. Yeah. Even though I say that myself. So we have about 40 kids in our books.
We use them a lot for CBeebies and CBBC. They were great.
The other thing I have a really big thing about is studio etiquette. So all my kids know, they come into the studio and if I've got clients on Zoom, hello, how are you? I'm fine, thank you, how are you? So in the good old days when you had 3 or 4 voices in at the same time, you get the end director sort of saying, how are you? And they begin, very well, thank you, how are you? All of them all the way along the line. And at the end I always say, you must say thank you to your engineer because they can make you sound like a chipmunk.
Absolutely.
And they all go, thank you.
That's a very worthwhile piece of advice for adults as well.
And for adults, studio etiquette, it means
Absolutely.
the world.
It really
means
does.
a lot.
And actually that goes for the parents who are bringing the kids in.
The
more you can just sit there with a magazine and ignore the whole process, the better. Yeah. Because actually you need your kids to forget you're there.
Yes.
To a certain extent, because you're because otherwise they're sort of on tenterhooks thinking, well, I've heard Jemima do that much better at home.
I know.
Jemima, why don't you just, what we were doing at home?
And you just want to go, no. No, we've had a few Jemimas.
Oh, what a great discussion. I could go on much longer about this because it's absolutely my area, which I love. So thank you so much, Jacky. Thank you for coming on the podcast. It's been brilliant.
I've loved every minute of it. Thank you guys for asking me. What a treat.
Pleasure.
And just to say, all of Jacky's details can be found in the show notes.
Indeed. We'll also be putting today's scripts in the show notes so you can have a read yourself.
Yes, and please like and subscribe to the podcast so that you never miss an episode. And feel free, if you really want to give us a review.
Yes, if you feel moved to do so, absolutely.
Yes.
Well, that's it for this week. Thanks again to Jacky Davis, and we'll be back next week with more scripts and another voiceover guest when we'll be asking, Jacky, this is the bit where we all do it together.
How do you say that?
Say that?
How do you say that?